focus will be on WhatsApp. Please do help me because the conversation is nothing without you on the other end of the radio. So what you do is send me messages as I'm introducing the show, or better still, call me via WhatsApp. We're going to stay with WhatsApp this edition of the show. 0809-030-6416 is the number. Once again, 0809-030-6416 is the number. It's raining outside, so I guess the rain may have contributed to the faulty line. So please do well to, redirect your contributions via WhatsApp. Okay, now let's get into the nitty-gritty for the hour. I am Kalada Kurubata, but for those of you who are joining, you're welcome. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're active on X, Nigerian FPH is the handle. And what are we talking about? Oh yeah, you must have heard during the news update that the FCT minister and former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, snubbed, yeah, you heard me right, he snubbed the judicial panel of inquiry. It did not appear, and according to the chairman presiding over the commission of the plenary, Justice I. Aramina Kiri, today is supposed to be the last day. Well, let's take a listen to what the justice said.
Today's sitting is actually for His Excellency, the former governor of Rivers State, to appear before this commission to straighten some points that we needed to know. But we have waited, hoping that he will be here. We have given some time. This is about, it's almost 11 o'clock now. And so today will mark the last day we're sitting. As we rise today, that brings us to the end of the sitting of this commission, except there is a direction from His Excellency to do otherwise.
All right, so you just heard Justice Minakiri there, talking about the fact that they waited, for some hours so that the FCT minister would appear. Remember, that panel was up until today sitting to unravel what could have been the cause of, the wanton destruction, I can describe it like that, on various secretariats after the local government elections that held on the was it the 5th of October? So the violence happened on the Monday, so that was like the 7th of October, and this panel of inquiry is supposed to unravel the cause and also see what solutions it can prefer as a white paper. And if the government of Rivers State decides to go ahead to prosecute, and they will use that white paper, whatever resolution is reached by the panel. Now, they also mentioned that other people that were invited did not show up, but the justice thanked those who did show up, and he said that they have, done noble. Let's take a listen yet again to what he had to say.
So I want to thank every one of you that has been coming, and in fact those that have just come in today, and to tell you that you have made our job easy for us. Your presence encouraged us all through our sittings, and we do hope that at the end of the day, whatever comes up after this sitting, be it to the benefit of Rivers State, the entirety of Rivers State, the people of Rivers State. So I want to say thank you so much for your presence. As we rise today, that will be the end of our sitting.
Okay, so let's go back to the 29th of October edition of Hard Facts, the 4 o'clock hour that day, when I had a conversation with Livin Jamala as it relates to, the efficacy of this panel and what the expectations of Rivers people were at the time. Let's take a listen.
Kalada, it has been effective with regards to findings, with regards to their uninfluenced investigation, but to the extent of whether those recommendations by way of issuing a white paper has been holistically pursued to its final conclusion is what I cannot say it met the purpose of its creation.
People like Amechi, former governor of Rivers State, have said that it was used to witch hunt political opponents.
Some persons have that belief that once a commission of inquiry is called for, set up, it is intended to, let me use your own word, witch hunt them. But the truth is, whether there is a commission of inquiry or not, assuming you are asked to appear before the court, will you say you are being witch hunt? It's just the gathering of evidence for a proper prosecution. So we may not be scouting for evidence when the time comes for you to appear in court. So when all the relevant evidence is gathered or gathered before the institution of that action, the prosecution will not find it difficult.
So why I'm just, because of what you just mentioned, to gather evidence against me in court. So why should I appear before a commission that would want to gather evidence against me? I'm wondering.
The essence is not to persecute. A commission of inquiry may be set up, and at the end of the day, nothing is found against the said person so summoned.
So why not just go to court and let me defend myself?
There is what we call when you try prosecute some persons without having the necessary information, it turns back against you.
All right, so that's an excerpt of the conversation we had, related to this. I remember when this panel was set up, the former governor was on live television, and he said, he's going to tell his lawyers to go, to kick against, the panel. So I was wondering if it was necessary, even in the first place, to invite the FCT minister, given the fact that he had made it open that he was not in support of the panel in the first place. But however, he was invited. He's a public servant. Is answerable to the people. I remember in that conversation we live in Jamala, we opened, the River State laws, and in there, a law made by the Assembly did say that the governor had the right to initiate such panels or institute such panels. So that means the former governor, who was serving the people of River State, now representing the people of River State in the cabinet, even though he's the FCT minister, still on, it's slot based, it's federal character, and he's representing the people of River State. Remember, the government is the people, right? And so he was supposed to have answered to the people. But for some reason, he did not. So what do you make of it? I mean, I understand there is the argument that it can be used to witch hunt. I asked that question on that day as well. Do you think it's a right thing for the former governor, now Minister of the FCT, to have snubbed the panel? Do you also think that if he had attended the panel, it would have been fair, credible, and not a witch hunt like many people speculate it will be? And if he is not attending, and if other actors, political actors, have also not attended, of what use is this panel's resolution? Because it similarly is going to be a one-sided report by the people who attended, because we also know the people who attended are on one side of the divide, and the people who have not attended are on the other side of the divide. So the question then is, what efficacy? I mean, I asked this question that day, I'm asking it again. What efficacy will this resolution have? As to remember, it's intended to solve the problem. It's intended to identify the root cause and prefer solution. And if you say you want to take it to court, it's supposed to have a substantial argument in court, because evidence is required. But if it's one-sided, then I wonder if it can fly or have it stay in court. And that's the conversation I want to have. But I do have a commercial coming up shortly. When I do come back, I would ask you the question one more time, and then we will go to the WhatsApp line, because the phone lines are really acting. All right, let's do stay tuned, or do stay tuned. When we do come back, we'll talk some more. going for the headline news, but just to quickly do a recap before I go in and take your calls. What are we talking about? We are looking at the snob by the FCT minister on the panel of inquiry looking into arson, or should I say destruction of certain local government secretariats in River State, the fallout of or should I say the aftermath of the local government elections that held here in River State, to beat the timeline believed to have been given as a result of the Supreme Court judgment that says autonomy should be for financial autonomy, that is, should be the in thing, should be the right thing for local government. And I do hear that from this month, local governments are supposed to get their funds directly. It's really getting interesting. However, in River State, there's still the political drama playing out. And in River State, the conversation is still as to whether there is, all of that. But we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on the fact that the FCT minister, in my opinion, the public servant, paid with taxpayers' money. Is he supposed to appear? And if he did appear, do you think it would have been biased, or would it have been credible? I'm talking about the seating, the panel. And then there is the question I'm also asking, now that one side of the divide failed to appear, can we then say that the resolution that will be reached by the panel will be efficient, will have efficacy enough to bring about the solutions to the political issues that resulted in the destruction of secretariats in River State? I will go for the news headlines now. When I do come back, I'll take your thoughts. Do stay tuned.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
All right, allegation of killing escalates in Outer East River State. Youth leader in Outer East blames rise in insecurity and failure to punish offenders. FCT Minister Wike Sean's panel investigating destruction of Rivers Local Government Secretariat. RESEC ad hoc staff 13 protests over unpaid allowances. Stakeholders speak as World marks International Men's Day, World Toilet Day. On the foreign scene, Ukraine fires U.S. supplied longer range missiles inside Russia. Details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, do send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. Just stay tuned.
This is Hard Facts.
All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. 5:32 p.m. You're still listening to the frequency 92.3 Nigeria Info. This is What Hard Facts. I am Kalada Korubasaba, and it's time for me to take your opinions, your thoughts, and your ideas on the issue that we're looking at. And what is that issue? We're looking at what you think about the snob by the FCT Minister, His Excellency Yasin Wike, to the panel of inquiry looking into arson and other issues related to destruction at some local government secretariats sometime last month. All right, to the phone lines. Okay, I shouldn't be calling the phone lines because I do not think they're working as they should. So I'm going to go to WhatsApp. I take calls via WhatsApp and messages as well. 0809 030 6416 is the WhatsApp number. You can either call or send a message. I do believe the network, the internet is robust, is strong enough for us to have a conversation. Okay. Then you could try messages on Facebook. Nigeria Info PH is the handle. keep your calls coming. I do not know if the phone lines are working now, but because I can see it beep. So I'm going to call the numbers. I don't know if it's working, then fine. 08179230002, 08179230003, and 08179230007. Those are the call numbers. Keep trying, but I still use WhatsApp. This one says, Calendar, in as much as I know that nobody is above the law of the land, the panel should write to him again and he will appear from Tangled Ability at Twig. But what makes you think writing again will make it different? This one says, Wike failed to appear before the panel of inquiry, and it shows his... Okay, that's an allegation. Adonis Appointed, you know the rules on the show. I'm going to God's Power, who's calling from HA. God's Power, welcome. Hello, God's Power.
You've been a wonderful moderator.
Oh, all right. I'm trying my best.
Yes, wonderful. I've been following you since. Yes. For the issue on board, that day you invited a guest to the house or your station. He told us that panel of inquiry is an investigative panel. It's not for witch hunting. And it's not compulsory that you must appear. I heard from him directly.
Yes, it's not compulsory.
Yes, that if you don't come, it's not a panel to charge you to court or order for your arrest. It's just fact-finding mission. And this museum, our former governor did not appear, and others too, not only him. So I think based on what he has said, they can conclude their matter even if you come or you didn't come, because even if you write 4 times, I don't think you may come. Because the other day he spoke directly that nobody of his camp should honor such a panel of inquiry. I heard from him on one of their sister stations. Yes, that's my take. I want to go for Franco.
All right, thank you very much for your take there. Keep those calls coming in if you can. I wonder how that call was able to pull through. Well, let's come here. This says, the FCT minister snubbed the Commission of Inquiry. It is much predictable. The problem with Nigeria is persons who remain stronger than the country and institutions. On these, I may agree the FCT minister is culpable of any allegations. That's an allegation you're putting out there. I mean, for Ernest, thank you nonetheless. This one says they should go and the FCT... Okay, so they should go and tie the FCT minister rope and bring him to their kangaroo panel. A gift from Unigua. Well, the phone lines are working now. I can see it beep. All 3 lines are working. So I'll reel out the numbers again. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. I've got Ali Jose King, I believe, and before I go to him, let's listen to this message. It says, I'm not surprised that the FCT minister snubbed the panel of inquiry looking into some LGA council secretaries being burned down. The essence of the panel is to find out the root cause of the act. I know some personalities will honor the invitation of the panel when at Clinton West. Aloze Port Harcourt. Let's take a listen. Aloze, are you there? Oh my. Sorry?
That we are living in a society also guided by law and some persons Africans, cherry picking law you want to not do. Yeah, inspired.
Oh my, the network is terrible. Aloze, can you be more? Aloze, can you be audible, please? We're struggling to hear what you're saying.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Now better. All right, better now.
Okay. So what I'm saying in essence is, I expected the FCT and those of his loyalists to, greet this invitation by the panel of inquiry. So what they will say will determine the speculations that is on ground, on air. People are saying they are the one that masterminded what happened.
But Aloze not attending is not illegal. Is not what's it called now? It's not illegal. Not attending does not make it illegal, right? So maybe you want to look at it from that angle as well.
Yes. However, my sentiment is this: him not appearing on this panel of inquiry. If other information or any other thing that will come from tomorrow or next tomorrow by next year, now they conclude that he is the one that did this. Assuming, no, I'm just assuming, allegedly. Allegedly. So, what will be his stand?
But it's yet again, it's not an indictment. Aloze, it's not an indictment. They still will have to go to court to argue it. So that's another angle to look at it from.
Yes, we know.
Okay. All right.
That's why I mentioned in my earlier statement. I said people are now cherry picking the part of the laws they will obey, including some institutions they will obey to attend to.
All
so
right,
it's unfortunate. Some
All
persons are now, higher than
Aloze, I've got to go.
The country.
Aloze, I've got to go. All right, Tom Barry. I think I've missed that one as well. Keep your calls coming in. It's going to be, my. So it says, is Wike bigger than the country? The governor should immediately order for the arrest of the former chairman who's involved in burning the secretariat, and for the former governor, he should be punished right from Rivers. Nobody said the former chairman were involved. Did anybody say that? Once again, this is a fact-finding panel. That's why the word inquiry is part of it, right? But this is, if I'm weak, I will not appear. Did the governor appear? It is a case between him and the governor. Why was the governor not invited, or is he above the law? While the law is for orders, is the governor exempt from the law? How can I appear on a panel to give them evidence to use against me in the possible prosecution? I support him on this. The only panel that can make him appear is a court of law, not panel for the governor, who is a judge in his own case. Alex from NTA Link Road. Alex, welcome. What is on your mind?
Hi.
Yeah, Alex, it's good to have you. Let's share your thoughts, please.
Yeah. I'm actually I want to make them feel that Wiki is going to honor that call. He's definitely not going to be there. One, he's having rival with President Governor, and you expect whatever he shows that Wiki is going to obey it to be there. Wiki won't come there. You understand?
Alex, but we have been told government is for the people, of the people, by the people, on top the people, on that. I mean, everything people, right?
There's a play of pride there.
Okay.
DK is a very proud person. And I don't think he will want to. Definitely, he's not above the law. But definitely, he won't want to be there. He's not going to come because he knows definitely what they want to do, how they want to probe him, questions they are going to ask. It's going to be biased and everything. So he won't come.
Alex, let me ask you a question. If you were the one, would you have appeared before that panel? Would you have attended to the panel?
If I was actually called.
Yeah, if you were in Wike's shoes, I mean, because you're saying you would not, but if you were him, would you have attended?
I'm not going to do that.
Really?
Because I know it's not the law court. If they want to sue me, they should sue me. If they have evidence already, so what are they looking for evidence from me? They should go to court and then present those evidence, and then I defend myself. And besides, he is still a serving minister. He does the immunity and everything. He knows all this. He knows the rules. He knows everything. Definitely, he won't want to budge to that.
All right. I don't think he has immunity. The FCT minister does not have an immunity. But then again, Alex, thank you very much for calling in. All right. I've got Susie from Irema. Susie, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Galada, you already know what I want.
I don't know. I'm not the mind reader. I'm not clairvoyant. But let's hear your thoughts nonetheless.
Well, I see the whole arrangement why the state government tries to actually organize a fact-finding commission like the Commission of Enquiry. I think they stand that too, even over time in Rivers State. I don't see how it is possible for Wike to appear in it perceived to be a political witch hunting. And then for me, I see it earlier that is just a mockery on the person of Wike. I listened to your last caller who said that Wike is a brown person.
Susie,
that is actually a
Susie, how can you say it's a mockery? On Wike is a public servant, right? He's serving the public, and the public have got the right to know, what he has been up to in terms of his public service. So, is that really a mockery? I mean, looking at it from your perspective, is that really a mockery, like you've put it?
When that protest happened, by fact, was Wike around? Did you see Wike leading any protest anywhere?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. But his name was chanted. Some of the groups chanted his name, and the videos. I remember it was. I think I'm coming. Sorry. I remember a few days later, he was on Channels TV, and the videos were played for him, and they were chanting his name.
Okay.
So there's an argument there. So why are these people chanting your name? He's got the right to answer to that question. True or false?
Inviting everybody that a public servant or that has existed in this case within that period of time. I have also asked them, why is it that Ikenga Ugochiri from Imo State was not invited? Because if we find what violence is all about,
but this is
the marches and the guns and the burning of houses.
But this is
statement credited to Ugochiri.
Okay.
Even before that election day.
Okay.
Is capable of creating problem and causing problem in a state.
But Susie, you should have.
What I was talking.
Susie, you should have written a petition if that's the case, because remember, the people who were invited based on petitions written. I mean, have you looked at it from that perspective as well?
I agree with you to that effect. But it is not all that is happening there. It's not all that happens within this.
All right then.
And a statement made by some person. There are information given. Some of them are not being by decision. So if the governor hears my voice already, like what I'm talking here, now, they should send it to Ugochiri too.
All right, Susie, I've got to go.
Come and answer.
All right, Ugochiri should come and answer. You say, I've got Isaiah from Buguma. Isaiah, welcome. What is on your mind?
Isaiah is calling. This is Isaiah George.
I know. Just go straight to the point, please.
Yes, my brother. A process that is not indicting, and if not that the FCT minister is not boasting and being under the covering of the federal government powers as it were today. Are you telling me that he will not honor this invitation in a process where there was a vivid chanting of his name by supporters? Isaiah,
let me pause you. Isaiah, let me pause you. Other people did not attend. They are not under the covering of the federal government. So I don't know if that argument holds water. But let's look at it from a more neutral perspective, and given the fact that he's a public servant.
Listen, what I mean is that when somebody who is not covered with immunity is now posing impunity before a democratic process, as I am now.
Isaiah, yet again, he has the point I'm trying to make. He has the right to appear or not appear. It's not a court of law.
No, listen, that right. Okay, go to the past. In all the era, all the appeared physically
because he wanted to. Because he wanted to. Yet again, he wanted to.
Listen, what I'm trying to say is that if you live in a society where you are not a violent person and you are a peaceful person.
Isaiah, I disagree. Isaiah, if I am invited, Isaiah wants it. Isaiah, I would not.
Nobody has convicted him.
But then again, listen.
This is just a process. Appear and make your own input. It is not a guilty process.
Isaiah,
just come.
Can you listen? Can you
listen?
Now, even if I were invited, you said something on radio, I can decide to attend or not. It's my right. It has nothing to do with whether I'm a violent person or not. And that's the correction I'm trying to make. It is my right. But then again, I'm saying... Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
For the peaceful coexistence of the state.
Okay, you have got an argument there.
Something in this nature happened. And you are named. Why is everybody not called? They look at, even in the court of law, this will pose as a reason why the court may say, okay, for this reason, come and make your input. Just your name was called. Everybody name was not called.
But do you have evidence against? But now you see. But you see, in court now, you're talking evidence. You're not talking name calling. You're talking evidence. Okay, you've alleged. Do you have evidence to prove the allegation? That's the difference.
No, listen. What that is why I said, even calling his name in that video does not amount to him in Assam being the one behind the action,
okay, or
being the one who masterminded.
As I have got to go.
If you want your state to be in peace, and you want the peaceful coexistence of the state, irrespective of political affiliation and whatever that we are today, it is your democratic right just to come say,
all right,
for my sake of
for the
my
peace,
sake,
for peace sake.
All
right, thank you, Isaiah. I've got to go. I've got to go. Thank you. For peace sake, Wike should have appeared, he said. But I still had to correct that he's not bound to appear. Now, this one says, expecting the FCT minister to appear before the panel of inquiry is a joke taken too far. How can he appear before a panel that allegedly is set up to indict him? Christian William from Igboiche with that one. A clear conscience fears no accusation, refusing to attend is a statement, and it has been clearly made. The River State government is free to interpret it however way. Admission of guilt, rebellion to constitute authority, and so on. Mike from Ada George. Okay, if you say so. I've got Clement. Clement is calling from NTA Road. Clement, welcome. What is on your mind?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, welcome, Clement. Quickly.
This is our 2 minutes for comments on this in your show. It's not possible here.
You need to try because the clock is reading already.
We should start at our 2 minutes.
Clement, there's no time. It's almost time for the news, so let's quickly get to it.
So please, my question is the other parties that were mentioned or that were alleged to have masterminded the action, did any of them appear before the panel?
Yeah, I don't think any. I'm not certain, but I know that the first day when it had to do with the Enquiry local government era, the people who were alleged to have masterminded it were not present. I did not follow up after that up until today when he was brought back to the fore. Yeah. So what's your point? What's your point?
You mean all the guests that were invited that were alleged to have committed the action? You mean none of them appeared?
What's your point? What's your point? I'm trying to understand.
Well, if none of them appeared, including the Baba, the one they call that man, did not appear too. Then I wonder what the government of River State is doing. Because for the people that were appointed to have pilot the panel and give them information about what happened, I wonder why they were there. And in fact, it is a big joke and a slap to the people of that state.
All right.
So that's their pattern. And I'm not surprised. We are in a country that is not working, allegedly. Not just like I am calling now to allegedly. So if everything we are doing is alleged, Mr. Canada, I don't know if my 2 minutes have exceeded.
Your 2 minutes is up now. I've got to go. Thank you. I've got Patrick from HA. Patrick, welcome.
Yes, Canada, good evening.
Yeah, quickly, please. Let's get to the...
Patrick.
Sorry? I can hear you, Patrick. Let's go straight to the point, please.
Patrick Amadi.
Your time is coming.
When I have my enemy as my barrister, what do you expect for it to give me as a result? It's a negative result. I'm aware that they have told everybody that they should get me anywhere. Then they'll send you for me to come in your presence, for me to answer questions. What will I answer? That you believe me that I am not guilty of what happened. So I don't think the FCT minister has the right to appear because there's a dispute on ground that his enemy is looking.
Oh, sorry about that. We lost the connection there. It's been a terrible connection day. Well, let's try this one. This one says, Canada, who doesn't know that Wike will not appear before the panel? Let him conclude and keep the report for posterity. Saken and Wike don't need to be there to sponsor any violence, we know. All right. This one is from the panel of inquiry is a waste of public funds. The police have made arrests in the destruction of some of the public buildings, yet no one has been prosecuted. Chief Jude Ubani from Omuma with that one. All right, thank you. This one says, burning of LJ Secretariat and burning of State Assembly. Which one happened first? You didn't set a panel of inquiry for the burning of House of Assembly, but you did for burning of LJ Secretariat, and you expect Wike to honor the panel. The panel should be dissolved. They should go and look for something else doing. And this message says, Wike, I believe, will never like to honor such a panel of inquiry because he's aware the Nigeria judiciary is not strong. He said this week. All right, Fidelis Elemoa from Chokocho Che, thank you very much. But I do have a commercial, and after that, it will be time for the major news, so please stay tuned.